supposed to have a hot girl summer, but it's not happening. Last year, I made my income goal 3 months before the end of the year. Things took a turn this year. I'll say it is go time. These next 6 months, we need to generate. Welcome back to another, I don't know what kind of vlog this is gonna be. How do I say this? First of all, this is not Fat Tuesday. It is 12 o'clock on a Wednesday. This is a smoothie, and this is the only container I had that I can put it in, so do not judge me. This is not Fat Tuesday. I am not, that is not my life. This vlog, it's going to be a few days in my life kind of vlog, because I have gotten to a point where I realized I was way too comfortable in my business and I needed to make a lot of changes. Over the next couple of weeks, there are going to be a lot of things changing within my business, from the branding aspect to updating the website to updating our services, just getting back into the groove of things. And it's time to take it up a notch, take it up a few notches. I have had plenty of meetings, one with my mother, who is also my business consultant.
All right, so I will let you start, and then I'll shoot everything down and tell you what you're really going to do.
So part of the problem is, and I think this is
That's never a good way to start.
No. This year started off very chaotic for Leader & Co. It just, what I thought was going to happen just took a turn. I wasn't motivated. I wasn't motivated to bring on new clients. It just wasn't there. Then it came to me that I want to work with brands that provide experiences, but
I can feel that. Good.
Yeah, so it's a combination of like product-based brands and service-based brands, but also like creative entrepreneurs.
I like where you're going, but let me interrupt you. When you said you didn't know, and then you know, by going through this process, you recognize that, okay, I do want to do it, or you just, okay, so that's good. That alone is valuable.
Yeah.
And that you took it very seriously, that you thought about, like, okay, I want to do this, or like, no, that's way too large. These two nuggets are really, I want to embrace how really good they are, that you that's where the assignment has to start. So if you said that's all I did, I would have been, okay, now let's move on. Mm-hmm. But that's great. And you could be, they don't have to be a company, I'll just use, that does that. They have to have at least a portion of their thing that does that. So like when you did, I think the disconnect looking back was you were creating an experience.
Yeah.
They were creating a location.
A panel.
When I say a location, like you come here.
Oh, yeah.
You know, as opposed to you thought about them throughout the whole time. What would it feel like to be there? And that is
the different activations. Yeah.
Huh?
Like the different activations and stuff. That's not what they did. I had another team meeting, and in both meetings we just kind of went over what Leader & Co 2.0 looks like. But another thing that I think will help going forward is obviously doing our weekly meetings, but in those weekly meetings, come to the meeting with what inspired us that previous week. It could be a campaign, it could be a TikTok, it could be anything. It could be something that you've seen on the street, it could be an advertisement. Now let's get into the fun part. So Leader & Co 2.0, the revamp. And what does that look like? So that's elevated branding and brand messaging, that's improved services, that's aligned clientele, rental revamp, elevated client experience, and big goals. When I first started Leader & Co, I never created like a brand identity. There was no like branding behind it. There was no thought process and why I picked the font that I did. It was just like, oh, it's just cursive. We're just gonna go with blue, favorite color, like we're just gonna go with that. I freaking hate the logo. I hate the logo now. It looks like a child did it in their childhood home. I hate it. Hate it. So event production is gonna be the same. Public relations is gonna be the same offerings, but content is going to be different. So content as a service is going to be content creation. Eventually we are going to have a content house, but it'll also include connecting our clients with photographers and videographers and anybody else that creates content. So that goes back into being a one-stop shop. You don't got to go to everybody else to find a videographer or a photographer. You come to us and we can connect you to our database. And then the last thing that's quote unquote new is the brain dump service, which is basically a strategy call. So I'm going to give this little story and then we'll get into this. Last year, I made my income goal 3 months before the end of the year. This year, so after that, I got very comfortable because I was like, oh, I can chill. Obviously, things took a turn this year. A lot of things have happened, personally, professionally, and it's just, like I said, I got way too comfortable. And I allowed that stuff to really set me back. When I say it is go time, it is go time. When I say I'm not letting nothing stop me, when I tell you I'm inside, I'm inside. I was supposed to have a hot girl summer, but it's not happening. I'm inside, okay? Inside, not out. We've got goals to hit. With that being said, these are the goals. These are the 7 major goals. First one is to become more structured and automated. Create a well-flowing work environment. Improving skills with educational resources. So that's a big one for me. So just always being a student to the game, basically. Now this is the big kahuna. And I'm not gonna lie, this one scares me. The revenue goal, I should say, for Leader & Co. is for this year. So that means over these next months, we need to generate $1,000. And that is including the rental side of things. And then being consistent on social media. Whether that's Instagram, Pinterest, well, no, it's Instagram, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. And so I'm excited. I think it's going to be a very interesting journey. I feel like I am starting from the beginning, even though my business has been around I've started my business 5 years ago. I feel like I'm starting over. And so this is gonna be a journey. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about how they may fall out of love with their company or with what they're doing. And that's where I was. I got very comfortable. And now it's like, we gotta snap out of it. So this video is going to be the journey of me, and maybe I'll make it a series. I don't know if it'll be one video or multiple videos, but this will be all about me falling back in love with my company and just taking things up a notch and improving the client experience, improving the services, improving just the overall aspect of Leader & Co. If you don't know, Leader & Co. is my business. It is a creative agency. We offer event production, public relations, and it used to be social media strategy, and now it is content focused. We went from saying
we're a full-service creative agency that specializes in event production, PR, and social media strategy.
I realized that social media strategy was not it for me. I care more about the actual content, and I care more about the content strategy versus, and some people may not understand this, versus the social media strategy aspect of things. Yes, they do intertwine, and depending on the client, I may still offer the social media strategy, but a content strategy is wider. It's a lot more involved in that. Yeah, so today is Wednesday. I'm giving myself a goal of doing this whole rebrand. I'm calling it the revamp. So this whole revamp process, I'm giving myself 2 weeks. A few days ago, I started a brain dump where I just opened a Google Doc and just put all my ideas down. Whatever came to mind, it just went into this Google Doc. It didn't have to make sense. It could have been one word. It could have been a full paragraph, but just getting all my ideas out on paper. And then I turned it into a presentation. And then that presentation will turn into a more detailed document of what these new services look like, what is the new brand messaging, what the new client experience looks like. That is, I'm looking at my ClickUp now that has everything. That's updating all the pricing, that's updating like all the packages. Like, it's so much to it, but I have to give myself a deadline. And right now I'm actually going to spend a couple of hours auditing my website. So I'm gonna go in and see, what do I hate about it? What can stay? What needs to be changed? What is outdated? Clearly, I am a horrible vlogger. It is like probably like a week and a half later from when I last picked up my camera, and we are still on project Revamp Lita & Co. Today is Monday, and I'm about to do my team meeting where we're going to talk a little bit more about the project. My goal is that we finish this revamp this week because I'm sick of dealing with it. Not I'm sick of dealing with it, but the reason why I didn't hire like a graphic designer and stuff was because I wanted this to be done like ASAP. And the one graphic designer that I wanted to reach out to, telling her, hey, we got a week turnaround is not realistic. My plan is that we finished the website. The logo is done. I just have to do a little few tweaks. Finish the website. That's really what's left, is the website, and then building out like our social strategy. Like I have the content in mind that I want to create, but I gotta sit there and make an actual social strategy, not only for Instagram, but we made a TikTok. We have a LinkedIn that we barely use. We have a Pinterest. So I want to be able to, use all of those. And now Instagram then came out with Threads. So I'm trying to decide if I want to use Threads. Threads may just stay to a me thing versus it being a company thing, because I don't want to get overwhelmed. That's the problem. I get overwhelmed with all these freaking social media platforms as somebody who's in that space. So having to create content for myself, for my company, and then for clients, baby, I'd be overwhelmed.
Gotta watch the time, 'cause it's flying right by. I'm outside in an AMG, right outside, GT, two-turn, baby girl, you know me. All the niggas round me, right at it die. Gotta watch the time, 'cause it's flying right by. I just caught a shorty off a Finsta.